Hey guys, welcome to Escape Roots Yoga. I'm Jody Scarrow, and today we're going to do a quick post-gym stretch. So you're likely doing this at home after the gym, or you could be doing this in the gym, all the power to you. Let's start in a cross-legged seated position, and we're just going to interlace the hands and turn the palms up overhead and take a nice big inhale through the nose, big sigh out through the mouth. Nice work on making it to the gym today, on actually moving. I just want you to begin to kind of wiggle from side to side here. So lengthening up side to side, maybe feeling into the lats, into the shoulders. And then we're going to take this a little bit bigger. So lean all the way over to the right. Try to draw the low belly in and drop the front ribs down. Maybe your head turns up and to the left. You're feeling your core turn on, but you're also feeling a little stretch. Inhale, come back to the middle. Exhale, other side. Nice work. The hard work is done. You've done your workout, and now you're doing the part that is gonna help keep you from getting too injured. Come back to the middle. Inhale, good job. Exhale, hands come down by your sides. Okay, up next, we're gonna try to get into pigeon, but we're gonna have to move through a couple things first. So just come into a tabletop position because that's a good starting point for us. We'll do a couple things working towards pigeon. So inhale, right arm comes up. Exhale, drop the right shoulder down on the mat. You can bring your left arm up towards the sky, or maybe you want to wrap it around behind the back, maybe even looking for the right hip crease. And now just try to roll on to the back of the head. If you have a claw clip in, this makes this hard. You might have to take it out. I normally just kind of roll on top of my bun. Beautifully done. Left hand comes down. Let's take it to the other side. Inhale. Take a little counter stretch before we go. So reaching the right fingertips up. And then exhale, switch sides here. So swinging your left arm up. Don't be afraid to take up space. And then exhale, drop the left shoulder down, roll, trying to get the back of the head on the mat. And then do whatever you want with that right arm. So maybe it's going for the hip crease. Maybe it's just up straight in the air. Maybe it's still on the floor. These are all good options. No option is better than another one. Remember, we're just working with our own bodies here. So do what feels right for you, and only you know what feels right for you. Right hand comes down. Swing your left arm all the way up, big stretch. Exhale, back to that neutral spine. Nice work. From here, shift your hands over to the left and take your right foot out so it's in line with the hands. And you might want to move your left knee back a little bit. So we're in a nice low lunge here. And we're going to make this a little deeper by taking your right toes and pointing them out towards the side. So let's say maybe 2 o'clock with the toes. From here, if your hips are lower than your chest, you can work your way down onto your elbows. If they're not, go ahead and stay up on your hands and just kind of feel that out. You might want to move around a little bit here, maybe kind of wiggling a touch. And remember, when you're doing this, you're doing it with love. You're not doing it kind of aggressively, trying to force yourself into stretching. That is not what we do here when we're stretching. Okay, nicely done. From here, walk your hands back in. Let's reach the right arm behind us, and maybe this is as far as you go. Your fingertips are pointing towards your back toe. If you want more, begin to bend that left knee, and we're gonna reach for the ankle. So now we're coming into a bit of a quad stretch, maybe a bit of a chest opener here for you as well. We're here for 3. Focus on your breathing. For 2. And 1. Nice work. Release that leg. Bring your right hand down and step your right foot back. We're in a downward facing dog now. Only a couple more poses left. Don't worry, this video is nice and short. And then when you feel okay here, remember, we want the hips up nice and high. So find that V shape if this is a new pose for you. And your knees can be bent. If this feels like shit, then bend the knees and maybe even kind of lift the bum up a little higher and let the heels come off the floor. And eventually you're going to work your way towards straight knees and flat heels, but Rome was not built in a day. Knees come down. Left foot comes to the outer edge of the hands and maybe walking that right knee back. Okay, when you're ready, you can walk down onto the elbows if you like, or stay up on your hands, depending, once again, on if your chest is above the hips or if it is below. We're going to stay up on the hands. Also, turn those toes out to the side, not till 2 o'clock, maybe 10 o'clock. Just like driving, 10 and 2. Breathe here. And as we did on the other side, if you want to move a touch, sometimes that feels really nice. Keep trying to have a little bit of lift in the chest. Try not to kind of slump into the shoulders. And then when you're ready, come back onto the hands. Take your left arm up and all the way around behind you like a softball pitcher. And then bend the back knee if you like, or keep it straight. Once again, try to lift up out of your supporting shoulder. So the right shoulder is kind of pressing the floor away here. And if you want more stretch, you pull the heel closer to the glute. And just kind of feel this out for 3, 2, 1. Release. Left hand comes down, and we step our way back to downward facing dog. Good work, good work. And then up next is pigeon. So right leg is going to step forwards. Left toes stay on the ground until you can get the top of the foot on the floor. And just kind of wiggle your way down into pigeon. Now, I have been practicing yoga since I was 12, so that's why my shin is in line with the front of my yoga mat. But most people do not have the ability to do this, and it doesn't matter. So we're going to make this work for your body by taking this foot and moving it in a little bit closer. If you feel any kind of pinching in the knee, you're going to take figure 4 on your back instead of pigeon, which just looks like this. So you're lying down on your back, crossing the right leg over, and then interlacing the fingers behind this left hamstring. Oh boy. Okay, if you're with me in pigeon, stay with me. And we're going to take it into sleeping pigeon when you're ready. So walking down onto the elbows and maybe all the way down onto the forehead. So when you make it here, we're going to be here for what feels like a painfully long time. And what I want you to focus on with this, and this is a little bit of yoga coming into our post-gym stretch, so I'm sorry, but yoga is my genre or my expertise. So when you're in this pose, it's uncomfortable for a lot of us. It's a really deep glute stretch, and there is a glute training epidemic going on in the fitness industry right now. So a lot of you probably have really tight glutes. So when you're feeling this, these kind of big stretches, big, deep, aggressive stretches, I want you to focus on your breathing. I want you to focus on the sensation. And I want you to notice if you're doing anything to try to get out of the pose. So sometimes our mind makes up some excuses to stop. Sometimes your eyes are kind of darting around looking for an escape or sort of scanning for exits, like the animal body takes over. Or sometimes you're like, oh yeah, I don't need to hold this long. So just notice kind of what is going on for you. And see if you can just keep breathing through it. Kind of meeting yourself where you're at, but almost using that stern, loving, but firm voice with yourself. Saying, okay, it's only a few more breaths, and I really need this. Okay. Let's take the other side. So hands come down, curl the back toes under, step your way back to downward facing dog. Okay, let's take the other side. So left foot comes forwards, right toes go back. And here we are, pigeon on the other side. So taking whatever version or variation is going to work for you. Sometimes I kind of have to wiggle around a little bit before I get comfy. And that is something you can do as well, because there are no rules. Keep focusing on your breathing here. And just remind yourself of those things we talked about on the other side. So are you trying to get out early? Are you maybe tensing that left hip, so not allowing yourself to fully sink down into the pose? Are you holding your breath? Are you scanning for exits? Or is the mind making up reasons to leave the pose? Okay, and when you feel about ready to be done, maybe that was 10 minutes ago, but that's okay. We're just going to sink back onto that left hip, swing your legs around in front of you, and we come into a butterfly. We're going to interlace the hands around the toes. As you exhale, bring the chest back and try to stretch between your shoulder blades. You want to feel lots of space between the shoulder blades and almost think you're trying to push your spine back and out of your back here. And then as you inhale, pull your chest forwards, bend your elbows, and kind of use the elbows to press the knees down as you send the heart and crown of the head forwards. Inhale here. Exhale, take the chest back. Lots of stretch between the shoulder blades. 2 more like this. Inhale, pull forwards. This is a cat-cow variation that I am obsessed with. As you exhale, take it back. And last one. Inhale forwards. Exhale back. Great. And then we're going to take the last few moments here. You can sit however you want to. Because yoga is my kind of jurisdiction, I'm going to take this lying down on my back. But we're going to take 5 breaths anywhere. And we're going to use it as a Savasana. And I just want you to count them out. You have time for this. Nice work. And just take a moment here, kind of closing out your workout, closing out your practice. Maybe you give yourself a little hug. Thank yourself for showing up. And get ready to go on with your day. Or maybe you're going to bed. Thank you for choosing to stretch with me today. I hope you enjoyed that little post-workout stretch. And I will see you next Friday for another YouTube class. Cheers.